Small business war stories. Small businesses are the soul of America. And this is where they tell their stories. I am your host, Pablo Fuentes. Hey, small business people and lovers of good stories in general. Welcome to episode 47 of Small Business War Stories. I'm your host, Pablo Fuentes, and today I sat down in person with Damien Reyes of Short Hair Company in Austin, Texas. As a reminder, we finished the first Soul of America tour, which we went from all the way from Austin to Saginaw, Michigan, and back. It's about 4,000 miles all in. The last episode from that aired last week. And then we're going to do a few Austin-based episodes or around Central Texas. And then we're going to go back to the Soul of America 2 tour that I completed in October all the way all over the Rocky Mountains. That's going to be back mid-January. But we have some really exciting, cool episodes from the Austin area. And the first one is Damien Reyes, who was a really cool stylist and barber, hair cutting business in Austin here in South Congress, iconic South Congress Street. It's called the Short Hair Company, and it's I am a patron there, and it's a great place. And Damien has a lot of really cool stories. It's a very raw, honest conversation, and I really encourage you. I want to hear your feedback. This episode is brought to you, like all episodes of Small Business War Stories, by Proven. So Proven.com is a company I started, and so I'm biased, but it's a company that helps small businesses with their needs, including their hiring needs. So if you need to find somebody for your business, you can post your jobs directly to Proven. We spread them out all over different job boards, over 100 different job boards, and get you candidates back. You can review them on your phone. You can review them on your computer, collaborate with your coworkers, and it works really, really well. There is a free trial, so go check out proven.com. And also, we have a blog that's very, very interesting with lots of different, we don't say this, our readers say this, but I'll say it anyways. But our blog has lots of really good information for small businesses, so you can check that out at blog.proven.com. Without further ado, let's get into the episode today. Small Business War Stories number 47 with Damien Reyes of Short Hair Company in Austin, Texas. And we are live here in Austin, Texas, and I'm here in the heart of South Austin here in South Congress, and I'm sitting down here today with Damien Reyes of Short Hair Company. Welcome to the show, Damien.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's you are a barber, and I want to talk to you about what the business of being a barber. I think in a lot of people's minds, some people might even wonder, like, are there even barbers anymore, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about I think it's an amazing it's an art that is that's important and it's amazing. But I want to hear about your story. So what would you say it is that you do here, and how did the business start?
All right, so Short Hair Company, I mean, we focus on just mainly short hair. We don't say barbershop because we don't relate to, I mean, I took over a barbershop, so I had to outfit it with what my money could buy, because I had to buy out the gentleman. Okay. And so it came with the chairs and, but I wasn't looking to make it like IKEA. So so the barbershop is more just like what I inherited. Yeah. But we do short hair, women's short hair, men's short hair. We don't discriminate, and we don't. Although we do get a good amount of women. Some of them, most of them that come here, they know they're not intimidated. But we wouldn't get the more conservative type.
Got it. So it's a self-selecting clientele.
Exactly. They find us, and
I found you.
Yeah, our vibes vibe.
Sounds good.
So yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, I love the vibe of it, like the barber chairs, and the setup. It's got a real kind of combination of vintage and modern going.
Most definitely, that's what I wanted to go for, because I'm not like IKEA type of guy. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to look like I belong in a mall, but I'm not a like vintage classic type of guy. I'm a like funky hip hop, graffiti, but I'm from Austin, so we're all about vintage and new. So made it my style.
Cool, man. So what inspired you to start doing this? Out of all the things you could have done with your life, why do this?
Do hair or start the business?
Well, both, I guess. Why did you start doing hair, and why did you set out on your own?
Doing hair, I had an early midlife crisis. I used to be like a truck driver and shit. So,
okay.
I realized that I was wasting my life sitting behind the wheel.
Yeah.
And I was never going to be anything. Like I was in a break room and I saw the evolution of my career. Like a young cat was in there a little bit younger than me, and somebody a little bit older than me, and somebody very older than me was in there. I was like, if I don't do shit, this is gonna be my fucking life
the whole time.
Yeah. So I'm like, so I just got frustrated with it, and I just realized that I should try to do something else. Just what helped me.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 28. Like I was 27 and a half, 28 when I started getting the itch. It was just hard to like want to make that decision, to make that leap. To change careers, because truck driving is all I knew, blue collar worker was all I knew, blue collar working was all I knew, and I had a kid that I had to raise and take care of and feed and all that shit. But I got frustrated, so beauty school wasn't my first option. I didn't go to barber school. I went to beauty school. Okay. I made a living doing women's hair. I grew up doing fades.
Okay.
That's where the barbering comes in. But not even technically, fuck that. I'm not a barber.
Okay.
But I'll put my haircut up against any barber. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's just the way we grew up. We couldn't afford haircuts, so we had to learn how to do them. In middle school, we were cutting each other's hair. I got buddies who are like fucking paralegals that could do better ball fades than people who've been doing this shit for years. You see what I'm saying? And so, but I just like back to what I was saying. I had an early midlife crisis. My uncle's a hairstylist, and I wanted to go to mechanic school so I could be around trucks.
Okay.
But I don't like to be dirty either. So then that wasn't gonna work out. And I just made a call and went to school. I mean, it wasn't that easy, but we made it happen.
Yeah. And also you were raising a kid at the same
exactly.
time, right?
So
that financially must have been challenging.
Yeah, most definitely. It was the first time in my life I ever felt like a low life. And what I meant by that was, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular, I'm just talking about me, because I grew up working my whole life. You see what I'm saying? Because I had to feed and eat and all that shit. But, I survived off of unemployment. Yeah. Because when I went... The dude, like, all right, you know how the shit's supposed to line up, and like it was meant or whatever. And I'm not religious either, but it was like meant for you to have it. Well, from my frustration and then trying to satisfy my uncle with, he was always persistent about like, well, if you're gonna do something, get it. And even at that age, he was still like pushing me like all the time, don't settle. Basically that type of mentality. Right. And so I called the beauty school, talked to the owner for about an hour and a half. Okay. First time I talked to him, I was driving my truck, my 18-wheeler, and I was talking to him on my Bluetooth, and then we, he's like, well, you should come by and check out my school, see if it's even what you want to do. It's not really what I wanted to do, but my uncle suggested it since he's a hairstylist.
Oh, okay.
And he makes a shit ton of money, and I love making money. Yeah. And so I was like, well, if I can make half the amount that he makes, well, shit, I could do it. And so
that must have been tough though. So let's talk about that, because that's a struggle for a lot of people that are maybe in a job that they don't like.
Yeah.
And I mean, a few guests that have been on this show come to mind, people that then kind of sit out on their own. But it's scary. Yeah. Right. And then it's a huge risk, right? Because at some point, I know I wondered when I was starting my company, I left the job that I had. I was like, am I the cautionary tale?
Yeah.
Am I the thing that people talk about when they say don't do this?
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, but the main thing, I always grew up we had to work for what we wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have any type of help or any type of loans in the family to help do anything. So, ever since it's basically unfortunately, it's like a natural selection type shit. Okay. You see what I'm saying? And so, so with that mentality growing up, there is fear, especially with the kid, but what are you going to do? Yeah. I mean, if you're not going to gamble on yourself, who are you going to gamble on?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Just sit back and still make somebody else a shit ton of money? Yeah. Whether it's whatever you do. Yeah. Whatever, not just in hair, but in general.
Yeah. Cool, man.
You see what I mean?
Were you, is that the self-talk you gave to yourself when you were scared?
No, the thing is all right, so I have a little bit more extra motivation. When I was 19, I had a baby, so now my baby, I'm 37, is 18. Yeah. And so I've always tried to be that role model, I guess. I mean, he's had, he's got, his mom and I have been separated since we were like 3, but we raised him right. Like her and I have always been super cool. We'll go to dinner together, anyways. But that was my motivation. It was him. Like, look, like, don't. If dad was a fuck up, then there's a good chance my son might be a fuck up.
Yeah.
If dad is a success, I could show him a different way, because I didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? I never had. I call it like a rabbit. Like, I'm a rabbit. He's trying to catch me, but he's getting ready to go to school, college, which is something I never did. So
that's
to
awesome.
me, he's surpassing me.
He's about to start.
Yeah,
September.
exactly.
Nice. Where's he going?
Stephen F. Austin, Nacogdoches, Texas. But,
awesome.
But yeah, so that's my what pushes me right there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So that's what pushes me. So
that's great, man. So you go to beauty school.
Yeah.
And there is a big difference between being a stylist or a barber and working in somebody else's shop and setting out on your own. Yeah. That must have been another big leap. How did that all happen? Like, what inspired you to start doing this?
So I started, you get to a certain age in life, and usually like around your, between 30 and 35. Hopefully what I'm teaching my son is, if you get this feeling earlier in life, you'll be fucking fantastic by the time you're 30. But you get this hunger, you probably know, where you're better than whatever you're doing. You deserve more money. You just know it, and like that, like bottled up inside of me, and it just like it had to come out. It altered like my feelings. Like every day, I felt like I was like kind of pissed off, because I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? But I also had to like rebuild the credit and all that shit to gear myself. So it wasn't just like an overnight thing.
Sure.
This is a 5-year, like taking my credit from a 530 to an 800.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So the first time, from the time you graduated from beauty school to opening the doors here, how long was that?
7 years.
Oh wow.
7 years.
7 years. So how long have you been open here?
8 months.
You've been open for 8 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So what was the process of finding this? Because this is an amazing spot.
All right.
So what was the process of finding this spot and then figuring out what you were going to do?
All right, so back to that hustle thing I was telling you about. I used to cut hair after work. Okay. On certain, like Thursdays and Sundays, I would cut hair after work. Yeah. And I already had a set of clients that I go visit. It was a lot of these clients that, they'll pay a lot more just for you to come there. They don't like to leave their house.
Yeah.
It's, they're all super successful. And there's one couple, Scott and Mark, that I super respect a lot, love them. I was cutting their hair, and he already knew my frustration. He already knew what I was trying to do. He knew that I was trying to take that next step. And like, I'm sitting there, and I respect this guy. These guys are like, they're good people.
Yeah.
And so he goes, I'm gonna be honest with you, Damien. You're not gonna be able to start your own business. You don't have the money. You're not gonna be able to get a loan. You're not, unless you know somebody who's gonna give you a personal loan, or you're gonna have to find investors that want a big chunk of your money. There's no way for you to really do it. He goes, the only option I can ever think of is, the only option I can think of is like, you would have to buy out a barber that's ready to retire and ready to go. And I was, I was pissed off. I left his house. I was like, who the fuck does this dude think he is? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that shit would play in my head.
Sometimes the best one.
Yo, that shit was playing in my head every day. Like, I would go to sleep, and it's just like on replays. You know what I'm saying? Over and over and over. And I worked 2 blocks down from where I took over, from the barbershop I took over. So what ended up happening was I was going to another client's work before I had to go to work at 10. I was going to a client's shop right down the road to go cut his hair. I was here at 9. I had 30 minutes to kill. And I saw this barbershop that I never noticed that was 2 blocks. The guy didn't want anybody to know he was here. He was only here from like 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. every day.
This one?
No, not every day. Tuesday through Friday. Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah.
He was here 53 years.
Wow.
And so the first time I walked in, he kind of like blew me off. He's like, I got 2-hour wait, and there's only like 2 guys waiting. Well, I just realized, and then I came in like 3 times, and the third time happened to be the day I came early to go cut that hair down the road.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, his barbershop parking looked empty up front, so I whipped right in. He was sitting on a chair, and I said, can you cut my hair? And I was just like, all right. Here's my, I came in the first time with the intention of asking him if he would sublease the place to me after he left at 12 o'clock.
Okay, that's smart.
Yeah, and so, I'm sitting in his chair and we're talking, he's asking me questions and we're vibing really quick, and I was just like, do you ever thought about subleasing this place after when you get off, from like 12 to 8? He goes, I'm actually looking to be bought out.
All right.
Crazy, right? And all that was from listening to the dude that told me these were some of my options.
Yeah.
And
it made you, and when you heard those options,
yeah,
it made you mad as hell.
Yeah. And so then I was like, well, this motherfucker's rich for a reason. Why? Who wouldn't want to listen to a rich motherfucker? You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
And so, you know, I listened and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just ask him, what's the worst thing he's gonna tell me is no? Like, no, I'm not looking to sublease it,
right,
or whatever. So, you know, he told me he was looking to be bought out. I was like, you know, if you can let me talk to the landlord, I'll write you a check tomorrow. And
wow. So where did you get the money to do that?
I was already saving up. Back to that rebuilding my credit shit. I was able to get a loan, a business account, credit card, like, you know, like just that little bit of saving here, spending less there. You know, and don't get me wrong, I spend money, but you know, I buckled down a lot for me.
I mean, you were able to do the whole transaction.
Yeah, and I did it all by myself, and that's what made it scary. Is because, you know, I have clients that wanted to, like, you know, here's 50,000.
Yeah.
What percentage are we looking to do? I'm like, you know, 50,000 to somebody who's never had fucking 20,000 is a lot.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I didn't know what to do, and I was just like, you know what? Let me just see what I can do on my own.
Yeah.
And if I need the help, I'll come hit you up, and I never hit them up.
Wow. Cool. So you own 100% of this?
I own 100% of this, good or bad. That's what I tell people.
There you go.
Good or bad.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Hey, like, again, you have to believe in yourself, or no one else. You know what I'm saying? Who else are you going to believe if you don't believe in yourself?
Cool. Wow.
I believe in me.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, in a world where you see a lot of cookie cutter, you know, sort of, I mean, this place is anything but cookie cutter. It's got an awesome vibe, and we'll kind of talk about like how you got to this kind of vibe and design ethic later. But you know, you have all these strip mall hair cutting places that like churn out $10 haircuts, right?
Yeah.
How do you survive? Like, why do people want to come here?
All right. I mean, obviously we don't have that same vibe like some franchises or, you know, the mall vibe. And for some, that works for some people.
Yeah.
They want that feeling. You know what I'm saying? They want that Michael Bolton playing, on you know,
Kenny G.
Exactly, yeah, Kenny G, Christmas jams and fucking the summer. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that works for some people, and I apprentice at that place.
Okay.
Yeah, I apprentice there. Yeah. I apprentice at all the places that, you know, like I apprentice at a place where we charge $10 on Tuesday, but that's also a place to where if you're beginning, it's a good place to get practice in, because everyone comes out of school thinking like, here I am, world. And the world is like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The world's like, who the fuck do you think you are? You just
no, the world doesn't even care.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. Hell no. And so I always love that. And I got a guy here that's apprenticing, and you know, he does not have that attitude. And that's the only reason why I'm apprenticing him, because I can see that he doesn't have that diva bullshit attitude.
Yeah.
But so it just works, man. I mean, the vibe in here is because, like I said, I bought out the barber who was here for 53 years.
Yeah.
Thank goodness he didn't do a damn thing in 53 years.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I basically just bought a time capsule.
Yeah.
And then I just, with the money that I had to slowly, I mean, I was able to put the equipment in here. I didn't have much art up, like this beautiful longhorn here or anything. I just had one piece of art that I paid $120 for, this one with the spray paint, my logo.
Yeah.
And then a client, my client, John Garrett, just put on loan 2 art pieces that he had, and that was all I had. And then so it was like.
So what did you change here from the time that you moved in?
So we threw some paint on the wall because it was just super bad. We flipped the sides. We flipped the sides. We moved and we spread the stations out. We basically flipped all the stations were on one side, and we just put them on the left side. We spread the stations out. We you know, just updated the lighting, all that kind of stuff. Just like we put lipstick on it, just because my budget.
Yeah,
because,
it looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, and you know, I can tell you right now, if you ever want to do anything in your own business, like if you don't want to, you know, do a build out or whatever, because you know, I that's basically what I did. It's best you do it, you know, you're heavily involved. Not like you're a fucking asshole and you're like trying to tell them what to do, but you're there at their disposal. Yeah. I can't, you know, I could put a hammer and a nail, but I don't know if it's going to go straight.
Yeah.
And so, but I was like, you know, I was very hands-on, like taking shit to the landfill, going to Home Depot 100 times a day.
Yeah.
You know, all that type of shit. So,
Great.
and you appreciate it way more.
Yeah.
Way more. You
That's
shit.
awesome.
So.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
And there are two of you here, right?
Yeah, there's two of us full time. Erica, myself, and then like I said, I got an apprentice now.
Okay.
And so his name's Albert. So hopefully.
Yeah, he doesn't cut hair though. He only does push-ups.
Push-ups, and he has to do. So right now, the cool thing about him is that he's hungry, but he also understands that he needs some work.
Yeah.
And so he brings models in, and you know, he does their hair, and then I go and you know, show him what we could change and how we make it better. And like I tell him, we're not here to beat you down. We're just here to strengthen your weaknesses.
Yeah.
That's all we're here to do.
Cool.
And so
let's go back to what makes you know, versus people who want to go to that $10 Tuesday.
Yeah.
What brings people here?
I mean, it's obviously the vibe. I mean, the vibe, people could tell, like, you know, it has a home feel. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, from a orange chair that's probably been here forever. Yeah. I bought this chair. It came with the furniture I bought out.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You know, just a relaxed atmosphere. We don't have smoke machines in here blowing smoke and shit like some barbershops. You know, the music is everywhere. We go from hip hop to Frank Sinatra to Snoop Dogg to, you know, Kevin Fowler, Senor, clients walking in, and so, you know, it's just a vibe, dude. I mean, you know, we're not trying to upsell you on product. We just, you know, we're just here to accommodate.
Do you even sell product?
Yeah, we do.
A little bit.
Yeah, but we don't ever talk about it. We just put it right there.
Know that. I've been here a half dozen times.
We just put it right there. We don't ever talk about it, but you know, it's one of those things that.
Also, my hairstyle doesn't really require products.
Not a lot, just a little bit. Yeah, I'm the same way. But yeah, man, I guess our atmosphere is what brings people in, and then just, you know, we don't have name tags or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah.
How do you find your customers?
They find us.
You don't do any advertising?
I did some, but I lied. Majority of them find us, but you know, we did a lot of guerrilla marketing. We do a lot of footwork. Every Wednesday, Erica and we go to condos, and I created $5 haircutting cards. Okay. And you know, we do you know, like 3 condos in one night, like 3 sets of apartments or 3 condos in one night, and you know, let's say out of those 1,000, we might get like 10. Yeah. But in those 10 might tell 5. Yeah. And those 5 might tell 2.
Yeah. I was just driving by it. So, you know, I live like a half mile from here, so I was driving by. And,
most definitely. I mean, you know, the thing was that this guy that was here for 53 years, he was shut down so early, so no one knows that this place was here. So we resurrected this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was here, but we didn't inherit a clientele because most of his clientele was been coming here for 60 years.
So none of those people?
A handful of them. Like the guy that I bought this steer from, he's been coming here for 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And so.
What's the story behind the steer?
It's actually a fucking crazy story. Okay. So he came in here and he asked me if I was ever gonna get some taxidermy, because Danny, the barber before Danny McDaniel, had some taxidermy in here, but he had deer. And I was like, man, I said, I do, but I want a longhorn, and it wasn't in the budget. Yeah. And so, because it's like $3,000 for for that one. And so, and he asked me, I said, I can't afford it. I would love to get a longhorn. And he's like, I got one for sale. And so I'll rewind a little bit. So before, I'm trying to buy one. My aunt's husband does taxidermy. He's really, really fucking good at what he does. Okay. And even at a player price, at a family discount, we were looking at like $2,200
for a longhorn.
Yeah. And so I was like, that's not happening anytime soon. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Well, you know, fast forward like a month, this guy sitting in my chair asked me about the steer. I told him I'm looking for a longhorn. He asked me about taxidermy. Told him I'm looking for a longhorn, and he goes, I got one for sale. He gave it to me on payments.
Wow.
And come to find out, my aunt's husband, the one that I couldn't afford, did this taxidermy 8 years ago.
He did it?
Yeah. That's how fucking small the world is.
Wow, that's wild. So this guy, the guy that gave it to you in payments, didn't do taxidermy. He just happened to have it.
He just happened to have it sitting in his third house.
That is wild, man.
Yeah. So it's just a small world. He's like, and after I told him, after I talked to my aunt's husband, he's like, that's a nice piece, man. I don't know whoever did it. And then when I was telling him, the other guy, Mickey Rich, he was like, Jesse did it. And I was like, oh shit.
That's wild.
Small world.
That is crazy. Cool. And what about the swirl right here? Was that originally here or not?
No, that actually, when I bought out the barber, Danny McDaniel, it was in the back in the corner, and all it had was just the glass and the bottom brass piece. And so then when I met this gentleman, his name is Big John, and he's like the resident handyman for all the barbershops.
Okay.
And so he rebuilds anything you have a problem with, whether it's your chair, your lather machine. If you need like a piece of equipment, he can go find it.
Yeah.
Clippers, anything. And so I hit him up and was getting some other shit looked at, and then he saw that I had it in the back in some storage, and he goes, "That's from like the 30s. I could rebuild that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Go ahead." So
Nice.
it works. Everything is fully functioning. It's never worked. It's worked. It hasn't worked in over 30 years.
Okay.
So we just.
Does it move?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It lights up. It spins. Everything.
Oh, I
But
don't know.
I turn it on just every rarely. Like
Okay.
again, like I'm not.
You should turn it off for this podcast.
So the world can see it. But again, like we took over a barbershop. So I even though it's a barbershop vibe, I'm not trying to let people I'm not Damien the barber. My email is Damien the stylist. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that we're posers or something like that.
Yeah. So what's the difference here? I mean, what's the?
It's not a difference to us. It's a difference to barbers. Barbers look down on hairstylists. Which
Really?
but
Why is that?
Their shit don't stink, I guess.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? And that's the funny thing is because like I call myself like a hybrid. Like I could do a woman's haircut or color or a men's ball fade or whatever, and so can my coworker Erica.
Yeah.
She could do the same thing, but you can't for most part you can't get most barbers to do everything.
Right.
They specialize in one thing, where
Sure.
we like to do it all. But apparently we're just not we're not in that fraternity of
You're not
brotherhood.
pure enough.
Yeah, exactly. We're not welcomed. So but so they look down on us.
I think you're all right.
Hey, I do my
Yeah.
thing.
I mean,
I was confident enough to start my own shit.
cool, man. So you must see some really funky, odd, wacky stuff in this line of work. What are some of the funkiest, weirdest things you've seen?
All right, the weirdest, craziest thing I ever seen is, dude, I seen a fucking lady like dead in the chair.
That's not all right. That's not where I thought. That
I know, but I just want to tell you,
yeah.
this shit goes anywhere. And what I mean by that was like I was in beauty school, right? I was cutting hair, and our stations were back to back. So there was a row of stations, and there's gaps in between them. And if you look in between the gap, you can see the other side looking at you, right?
Mm.
The lady's facing the mirror. And so I just heard this girl, and I'm doing my fucking Zohan thing, in beauty school. I'm thinking I'm the shit, and. And when I heard this girl saying, "Ma'am, are you okay? Ma'am, are you okay?" And I look up, and this lady's face is like blue, looking at the mirror, but I'm looking directly at her.
And you're thinking to yourself,
like, what
she
the
may
fuck?
not be okay.
Yeah, but she was she was starting to slide out of her chair. So basically, I pulled her up. There happened to be a nurse in there. She's like, I'm holding this lady up in the chair, and the nurse runs and checks her pulse. No pulse. Next thing you know, the lady comes up like from out of the she was from underwater, like takes a deep gasp of air, and she's looking around at us and is like, "What's wrong? What happened?"
She just came back.
Yeah.
So you saw resuscitation on.
She did it on her own.
chair.
No one did anything. The nurse was like, she don't have a pulse. I'm holding her by under her arms, pulling her back into the chair, and the next thing you know, she takes a gasp of air, like she was like someone was holding her underwater.
Wow, how old was she?
Man, probably like early 40s or something.
Oh, so young.
Yeah, young, dude. Here's the crazy shit: is that the ambulance showed up, and she refused to go because she wanted to finish her highlights. That's when I learned women will risk life to get their hair done.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Like, she's like, I want to finish, and the girl that was doing it was traumatized and couldn't physically do it. She was just, her hands were shaking.
You just died on my
She was
chair.
holding the back of the lady's head like the whole time and shit like that. Like when the lady, before I ran around and pulled her up.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's like the craziest story I have, or funkiest, whatever. I mean, for the most part, we meet characters and shit, but for the most part.
What's the weirdest haircut you ever had to do?
Man, weirdest haircut I ever had to do. Not a haircut. Was a fucking highlights on a mullet, and I thought the guy was joking.
Highlights on a mullet.
On a mullet.
That's amazing.
Amazing, curly ass mullet, beautiful.
Yeah.
And this guy comes in and I'm like, he sits in my chair. He's like, I'm gonna get some highlights, and I thought he was joking and shit. So I was just like, kind of laugh, yeah. And so he's like, yeah, you know, he starts explaining. I'm like, oh shit, this motherfucker's serious. And so this was in beauty school again, and this dude, so I do it right, and his wife is in there too, and she comes around. And she has a highlighted mullet. And she's like, baby, your hair looks good. And I was like, so, y'all together. You're with her. So, yeah, that's probably one of the craziest things.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you've been around for, you said 8 months, right? So
yeah, business-wise.
Still new. But I'm sure that there's still been some times when you had challenges, like times when things didn't go well.
Yeah.
Can you think of a time when things didn't go well? How'd you handle it? What'd you do about it?
Things didn't go well. Let me see. You know, like I don't. All right, this is where I don't want to sound cocky or shit like that, right? But I took one business class. That's what I tell everybody.
Yeah.
I said in my one business class, I learned, you know, a lot. I haven't learned everything, but I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And so from that one business class, I learned how to do like your data, your market analysis, your everything. So I sized up all the places in this area, plus the location. Actually, the location is just, I mean, it's hard. It was hard to pass up.
Yeah.
The hard part was that I knew that I was gonna have to start from ground zero. Like I wasn't inheriting a clientele.
Yeah.
And so that was the hard part. So the challenging was in the beginning was the doubt. Because like there were like our days would go by and we'd do like 1 or 2 clients.
Yeah.
You know, and
that doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah, and that does not pay the bills. And you know, we have online booking, so you know, people schedule through an app, and people could call us or whatever. But like, you know, at that time, we only had like maybe like 10 people on the app, which were my clients that were signing up through the app. The most of them were still texting me and shit. And I'm like, I created a fucking app, you dicks. Like, why are you calling me still? Like, how much easier can I fucking make this? You see what I'm saying?
Well, to be honest, I've been a client for a while, and I didn't know you had an app.
Oh, well, that's my
Maybe
bad.
you should put it up there.
Yeah. No, I've been told, but then again, that goes into that mall shit.
Yeah.
That's my fault for not telling you. You see what I'm saying? I don't want a billboard or a fucking...
maybe make business cards and hand them and say, like, next time book it through here.
Yeah, we do. I guess I'm just, you know, I guess I just missed you.
Yeah.
But for the most part, so now we're up to like 400 people signed up on our app in 8 months.
Cool.
So the growth on that has been insane.
So now you're paying the bills.
I you know, no bullshit. I mean, the first 2 months, I didn't pay myself anything.
Yeah.
I couldn't, but you know, I sleep good all night at night now.
Awesome.
And
yeah,
so,
you just came back from LA.
Yeah, I just took my son to LA.
Back refreshed.
I took my son to LA. We recharged our batteries. You know, sending him out to college, right, with the little summer tour, little summer vacation, all that type of shit. Just trying to, you know, expand his mind and let him see a little bit more.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So far, what would you say is the number one lesson or piece of advice that you have for other people trying to start a small business?
You just got to go for it, man. Like, you just can't fucking... You got to go for it. I mean, like, again, like, you have to believe in yourself. I always, when I was cutting hair, and back to that frustrating moment where I was just like, I'm ready to make my own move, I'm ready to do this. I would always, my thought was like, I would invest in me.
Yeah.
I would, if I had to start a business, I would pick me first.
Well, that's a good feeling.
Yeah. And I always thought that, you know, and that was like something that I would just tell myself. Like, I would, and then it got to the point to where, okay, well, how much do you believe in yourself?
Right. You gotta put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly. So I'm having this inner battle with myself and shit. You see what I'm saying? Cool. And so that's it, man. I mean, as far as like, you know, you got to look at your market. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to sell scarves in Texas, shit like that. You got to, you know, make sure you have a product. I have a service that everyone fucking needs. Vanity and death are inevitable taxes in life. You see what I'm saying? Like,
death, taxes, vanity.
Exactly. And hey, sometimes vanity first. You see what I'm saying?
Well, especially when you got highlights going on. Hey, or heart attack.
Exactly. So sometimes vanity comes first. And you know, and you know, we're getting into a new era now where men really fucking care what they look like. They care about what they smell. I mean, I get my eyebrows done. You know how many guys I've suggested to go get the eyebrows done?
You suggested it to me.
Yeah. I'm a firm. You still, just a little bit. go see my girl.
I said
You gotta go see my girl.
I passed, and I just asked you to kind of clean
Yeah,
up.
yeah. But you gotta go see my girl, man. She kills it. So anyway, so now you got clients getting eyebrows done.
Yeah.
They won't care about smelling right. But back to that question, you just gotta believe in what you're doing and like just believe in yourself, dude.
Yeah.
Like you have to. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to. But it just. We're in a great location, so we picked. We chose right.
And you actually, I love your logo and
Yeah.
you should sell like T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that comes. Yeah, most definitely. Being a small business owner and all that shit, that comes as the money comes.
Yeah.
So right now, we're submitting permits for an actual legit business sign that lights up.
Yeah.
And so we're on that right there, and then once we get that, then we'll start gearing towards merchandise and all that good stuff.
Nice.
I mean, I can't wait to start doing that. The logo's fun. The graphic designer I have is awesome. So he's able to like pick my brain and do exactly what I want.
So tied to that, where do you see yourself going in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, man, I hope to not even a hope, man. In the next fucking 5 years, fuck 10. Within the next 10 years, we'll be the Uber of hair.
The Uber of hair.
Yeah.
All
the
right.
Lyft of hair.
What does that mean?
Hey, fuck Uber. Yeah, fuck Uber. We're talking about Lyft. Fuck that.
Okay.
We'll be the Lyft of hair. We're gonna do on-demand hair service, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna come to your condo, your apartment, wherever we gotta go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, to go cut your hair. So, and that's all gonna be done through an app. That's why we're babying people into our app now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's the direction we're going. That's technically been my whole goal the whole time. I never wanted a barbershop or a shop, but because I wanted to just exist, like, just a platform, and we just send from a text message, or not a text message, but an alert on your phone. But, due to Texas law, we have to have an establishment to dispatch people from. And this is
your headquarters.
This is our dispatch center.
Nice, man. That is awesome.
So yeah, man. So that's basically what I'm going for, man. Just it removes the boundaries of hairstylists and barbers.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to move. Like if you were to say, hey, Damien, you're good, and but let's move to Denver and start all over. I'd have to really fucking sleep on that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to you're starting all over. Well, so that's what I'm trying to do with this. It's going to be nationwide, and you know what I'm saying. So we're going to allow people to move around with their ratings and blah blah blah.
There you go. If you're gonna bid on anybody, bid on yourself, right?
That's what I'm trying to say, man.
That's awesome.
It's no good for one person to come up. It's good to bring everybody up with you.
Love it, man. Love it. Is there anything else you want our audience to know about you? Where can people find you? So you're here in South. What's the address here in South Congress?
So we're here at 2114 South Congress Avenue, close to the corner of Live Oak and South Congress.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you? Do you have an Instagram and Facebook presence?
Yeah, we have. So you can go to Short Hair Company. I don't know how it is, but on anywhere, if you look up Short Hair Company, we'll come up. You Google us, we'll come up.
Okay.
That's
on Instagram too.
Yeah, all that under Short Hair Company. I don't do my own personal Instagram because I'm trying to build a brand, not build me. You see what I'm saying? So, so I promote everything through my company.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Damien Reyes with Short Hair Company. It's been awesome to have you on the show.
Senor, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day.
Sir. Thank you for listening to Small Business War Stories. If you enjoy the show, share it with a friend, or you can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or on our blog at blog.proven.com. If you have an idea for us, we'd love to hear it. Please email us at podcast@proven.com. See you next time. Small Business War Stories. Small businesses are the soul of America. And this is where they tell their stories. I am your host, Pablo Fuentes.